Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to the AI Deen Vision channel. And today we're embarking on an epic journey for episode 5 of our historical series. We're diving into the life of a legendary Ottoman Sultan Bayezid I, famously known as Yildirim Bayezid or the Thunderbolt. This episode will uncover the extraordinary tale of a ruler whose lightning-fast conquests and fearless leadership shaped an empire, only to face one of history's greatest challenges in his clash with Timur, the fearsome Tamerlane. Bayezid I reigned from 1389 to 1402, a period filled with breathtaking victories and heart-wrenching defeats, and his name still resonates as a symbol of power and unpredictability. From the plains of Kosovo to the walls of Constantinople, from the triumph at Nicopolis to the fateful Battle of Ankara, we'll explore every major battle that defined his legacy. This is not just a story of war, it's a saga of faith, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of glory in the name of Islam. Bayezid's reign saw the Ottoman Empire rise to new heights, stretching across continents, yet it also faced trials that nearly brought it to its knees. Before we begin, please hit that subscribe button like this video and ring the bell so you never miss an episode of AI Deen Vision. Let's start with the man himself. Who was Bayezid I, and how did he earn the title Thunderbolt? Born in 1360 to Sultan Murad I and Gulkecek Hatun, he grew up in a world of conquest and ambition. His father had already expanded Ottoman borders into Europe and Anatolia, but Bayezid would take this legacy further, and into uncharted dangers. His nickname Yildirim, meaning Thunderbolt, came from his swift and decisive military campaigns, a trait some trace back to his early battles against the Karamanids in 1386, while others point to his heroics at Kosovo in 1389. Whatever the origin, Bayezid became a storm on the battlefield, striking with speed and precision. As Sultan, he commanded one of the largest armies of his era, blending traditional Turkish cavalry with the elite Janissaries, aiming to unify the Muslim world under Ottoman rule while challenging Christian Europe. Yet his path was fraught with obstacles: rebellious Anatolian Beyliks, crusading armies from the west, and the looming shadow of Timur. Our journey begins on June 15, 1389, at the Battle of Kosovo, where Bayezid's reign was forged in blood and triumph. Here, his father Murad I led the Ottomans against a Serbian coalition, only to be assassinated by a knight named Milos Obilic. In that moment of chaos, Prince Bayezid took command, turned the tide, and crushed the Serbs, securing his throne, though not without executing his brother Jakub to eliminate any rivals. This ruthless act set the tone for a reign of brilliance and bloodshed. With Kosovo won, Bayezid turned his gaze to new horizons, ready to expand the Ottoman Empire like never before. Are you ready? Let's march into history together. Bayezid's ascension and the Battle of Kosovo, 1389. Bayezid I's reign began on the blood-soaked plains of Kosovo in 1389, a battle that would define his early legacy. His father, Sultan Murad I, faced a coalition of Serbian princes led by Lazar Rebelljanović, determined to halt Ottoman expansion into the Balkans. The fight was fierce, with both sides locked in a brutal struggle for supremacy. As the Ottomans gained ground, tragedy struck. Murad I was assassinated by Milos Obilic, a Serbian knight who infiltrated the ranks. Chaos threatened to unravel the Ottoman effort, but Bayezid, then a prince, stepped into the breach. With unwavering resolve, he rallied the troops, took command, and led them to a decisive victory. The Serbian forces were shattered, their leaders killed or captured, and Serbia was reduced to an Ottoman vassal state. This triumph showcased Bayezid's courage and tactical brilliance, earning him admiration and fear in equal measure. Yet his first act as Sultan was a grim one. To secure his throne, he ordered the execution of his brother Jakub, who had fought alongside him at Kosovo. This decision, rooted in the harsh realities of succession, eliminated any immediate threats to his rule but left a stain of fratricide on his legacy. With power consolidated, Bayezid wasted no time. He inherited an empire on the rise, and his ambition was boundless: to unite Anatolia's Muslim Beyliks and push deeper into Christian Europe. Kosovo was just the beginning, a launching pad for a series of campaigns that would cement his nickname, the Thunderbolt. His next moves would take him east to Anatolia, where rebellious emirates awaited the storm of his wrath. Early conquests in Anatolia, 1390 to 1392. With the Balkans secured, Bayezid turned his attention to Anatolia in 1390, a region fragmented by Turkish Beyliks' small principalities that had flourished after the Seljuk decline. These local rulers, from Aydin to Karaman, posed a challenge to Ottoman unity, and Bayezid saw their subjugation as essential to his vision of a unified Islamic state. He launched a lightning campaign, striking the Beyliks of Aden, Saruhan, and Menteşe in western Anatolia with breathtaking speed. His forces overwhelmed these emirates, annexing their lands in a matter of months. Next, he targeted the Hamid and Teke Beyliks, seizing their territories in a whirlwind of conquest that showcased his military prowess. The Thunderbolt had arrived, and resistance crumbled before him. Bayezid's most significant early foe in Anatolia was the Karamanid dynasty, a powerful rival based in central Anatolia. In 1390, near Konya, he clashed with their forces in a fierce battle. The Karamanids fought bravely, but Bayezid's disciplined army, a mix of cavalry, archers, and janissaries, proved unstoppable. He captured their capital and forced them into submission, though he allowed a temporary peace. Undeterred, he marched north in 1391, targeting Kastamonu and Sinop. These northern Beyliks fell quickly to his relentless advance, and by 1392, much of Anatolia bowed to Ottoman rule. His strategy was clear: strike fast, overwhelm, and consolidate. Bayezid's success wasn't just about land, it was about legitimacy. By defeating these Muslim rulers, he proclaimed himself the true leader of Anatolia, adopting the bold title Sultan-i Sultan of Rome, a nod to the legacy of the Eastern Roman Empire. These victories laid the groundwork for his empire, but they also drew the attention of a distant rival, Timur Lang. Siege of Constantinople and Balkan campaigns, 1393 to 1395. In 1394, Bayezid set his sights on Constantinople, the Byzantine capital that stood as a glittering prize between Europe and Asia. Determined to succeed where others had faltered, he began a blockade, cutting off the city's supplies and battering its formidable walls. To tighten his grip, he constructed Anadolu Hisari, a fortress on the Bosporus's Asian shore, a bold declaration of Ottoman intent. The Byzantines, led by Emperor Manuel II Palaeologus, resisted stubbornly, calling for aid from Europe. That aid would come later, but for now, Bayezid shifted focus to the Balkans to secure his western flank. In 1393, he marched into Bulgaria, capturing Ternova and crushing its czar. The following year, he took Salonika, a key Greek city, further expanding his European holdings. These conquests sent shockwaves through Christendom. Bayezid's empire now stretched from Thrace to Macedonia, Bulgaria to parts of Serbia, a dominion that alarmed Hungary, Venice, and other powers. In 1395, he tested Hungary's resolve, launching lightning raids into King Sigismund's territory. The Hungarians fought back, but Bayezid's speed left them reeling. His ambition seemed limitless. Constantinople was still under siege, and Europe was on the defensive. Yet his aggression was stirring a response. A coalition of Christian states began to form, determined to halt the Thunderbolt's advance. This set the stage for one of his greatest triumphs, the Battle of Nicopolis, where Bayezid would face the full might of a European crusade. The Battle of Nicopolis, 1396. On September 25, 1396, Bayezid I met his most formidable challenge yet at Nicopolis, a fortified town on the Danube in modern Bulgaria. A massive crusader army, the last great crusade of the Middle Ages, had assembled under King Sigismund of Hungary. Knights from France, Germany, England, and beyond joined Hungarian forces, numbering around 30,000, intent on stopping the Ottoman advance and relieving Constantinople. Bayezid's army, slightly smaller at 20,000 to 25,000, included his elite janissaries, cavalry, and Serbian vassals led by Stefan Lazarevic. The Crusaders, brimming with confidence, laid siege to Nicopolis, but Bayezid moved with his signature speed. Disguised in Hungarian attire, he scouted their lines personally, inspiring his troops with his boldness. The battle began with a fatal misstep by the Crusaders. Overeager for glory, they charged without a unified plan, smashing through Bayezid's light cavalry screen. Thinking victory was theirs, they pressed forward only to fall into a trap. The Thunderbolt unleashed his hidden janissaries and heavy cavalry, encircling the enemy in a crescent-shaped pincer movement. Chaos erupted as the Crusaders were surrounded, their knights cut down or captured. The Danube became a tomb, their fleet sank, and escape was impossible. By day's end, 10,000 Crusaders were prisoners, thousands more dead, and Sigismund fled in disgrace. Bayezid's victory was absolute, a triumph that stunned Europe and solidified the Ottomans as a superpower. To mark this glory, he built the Ulu Cami in Bursa, a monument to his greatness. Nicopolis was a defining moment, but it also intensified his rivalry with Timur, whose shadow loomed ever closer. Later Anatolian campaigns, 1397 to 1398, flush with victory at Nicopolis, Bayezid resumed his siege of Constantinople while turning back to Anatolia to finish his unification efforts. In 1397, he targeted the Karamanids once more, this time decisively. At the Battle of Ankara, he crushed their emir and annexed their lands, ending their independence. No longer content with truces, he eradicated their power. In 1398, he struck the Janik Emirate in northern Anatolia, seizing their territory with ease. Then came the lands of Burhan al-Din, where he captured Elbistan and Malatya, further expanding his realm. These conquests were bold, but they carried a price. By taking these territories, Bayezid violated a treaty with Timur Lenk, the Turco-Mongol conqueror who claimed suzerainty over these Beyliks. Timur, a self-styled heir to Genghis Khan, had built an empire stretching from Central Asia to India and Persia. Bayezid's actions enraged him, setting the stage for a clash of titans. By 1398, Bayezid's empire was vast, Anatolia was largely united, and Europe trembled before him. His army, blending cavalry and janissaries, was a disciplined juggernaut, yet his rapid expansion and pride were drawing him into a confrontation he could not avoid. The years of triumph had made him a legend, but they also planted the seeds of his greatest trial, the clash with Timur Lenk, the Battle of Ankara, 1402. By 1400, tensions between Bayezid and Timur had reached a breaking point. Timur demanded Bayezid restore the Anatolian Beyliks under his protection, but the Thunderbolt refused, insulted by the ultimatum. Their rivalry was personal, both claimed to be the supreme ruler of the Islamic world, and their egos clashed as fiercely as their armies would. In 1402, Timur marched into Anatolia with a colossal force, estimated at 140,000, including war elephants and seasoned warriors from across his empire. Bayezid, commanding around 85,000 men, met him near Ankara on July 20th. The odds were against him, but Bayezid's confidence was unshaken, until betrayal struck. Some of his Anatolian troops, resentful of his rule, defected to Timur mid-battle. The fighting was brutal. Bayezid positioned his army on a plain, relying on his cavalry and janissaries, but Timur's tactics were merciless. He poisoned water sources, exhausting Bayezid's men in the summer heat, then unleashed his elephants and archers. The Ottoman lines buckled, and Bayezid's forces were surrounded. Despite fierce resistance, the Thunderbolt was captured, his army shattered. Timur's victory was devastating. Bayezid was paraded in chains, a humiliation that broke his spirit. Confined in a cage or palanquin, accounts vary, he died in captivity in 1403, a tragic end for a once invincible ruler. The Battle of Ankara plunged the Ottoman Empire into the interregnum, a civil war among Bayezid's sons, delaying its rise for a decade. Yet his legacy endured, a testament to his brilliance and the trials he faced. Bayezid I, the Thunderbolt, was a ruler of paradoxes, a conqueror of unparalleled speed and vision, yet a man whose ambition led to his downfall. From Kosovo to Nicopolis, he built an empire that struck awe into the hearts of friend and foe alike. His victories reshaped the Ottoman state, proving its might against Europe's Crusaders and Anatolia's rebels, but his clash with Timur revealed the limits of even the greatest warriors. Bayezid's reign teaches us the power of faith and courage, but also the dangers of pride and overreach. His story is a chapter in the larger saga of Islam's resilience, a reminder that empires rise and fall, yet their lessons endure. As we reflect on his life, we see a leader who dared to dream big and paid the ultimate price. That's all for episode 5, brothers and sisters. What did you think of Bayezid I's incredible journey? Let us know in the comments below. Did his victories inspire you, or did his defeat leave you pondering? If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to AI Deen Vision for more epic tales of faith and valor. Next time we'll explore another chapter of Islamic history, so stay tuned. Until then, keep seeking knowledge, keep your heart strong, and may Allah guide us all. Allah Hafiz.